Hello and good evening, and thank you for joining our call. Just before we start and I hand over to your chair, I'm going to explain some of the technical features of this call this evening. On the bottom of your screen, you'll see a button that says Closed Captions. If you press that button, you'll be able to see subtitles on the screen in real time. If you click View Transcript, you will be able to see a transcript that appears on the right-hand side of the screen that you will be able to download and interact with. We also have Dion and Linda providing a BSL interpretation this evening, so thank you very much to them. If you have any questions or need any assistance, please type in the chat and a member of our team will be able to assist you. I will now hand over to Gawain, the chair. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mike, and welcome to all our panelists and all our attendees this evening. The numbers are still going up. We've got just over 80 people joined us so far, and we'll give it another minute or so for people to arrive before we begin. We've got a fantastic range of panelists with us today, and I'm just going to do a little bit of housekeeping while we wait to begin the meeting. So the first thing to be aware of is the fact that with this being a webinar, there will be the opportunity to put questions to panelists, but you do it slightly differently to how you do it in other Zoom meetings. So we're asking people, if you've got a question that you'd like to put to one of our panelists, down at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a box marked Q&A. If you could post your question in there, not in the chat, but in the Q&A, then we've got people working to look through those questions who will pass them through to me as chair so I can put it to our panelists. The meeting is being recorded, but as your video and microphones aren't switched on, unless you're on the panel, you won't be part of that recording. And please, would you have a look in the chat where we've posted the National Education Union's behaviour statement. We're very, very clear that we will not tolerate any form of harassment or discrimination in the meeting. And if any such behaviour occurs, those responsible will be ejected from the meeting immediately. So thank you very much for joining this Zoom webinar, this evening. We are very, very pleased from the NEU, very, very pleased to be able to organise this meeting alongside the Centenary Committee for Commemoration of the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. It's, I think, a very, very significant meeting, and the first such meeting that we've been able to arrange jointly with the Jallianwala Bagh Centenary Committee. So we look forward to doing further joint work with them in the future. This is such a crucial topic because it comes at a time when already we are seeing people looking at our curriculum, looking at the way in which the curriculum misrepresents both the history of Britain and of the rest of the world, and where we have a real opportunity to change the curriculum. And you'll hear in a moment from speakers from the Centenary Committee who have a couple of key demands, and those demands include not only that the British government issue an apology for the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, but also that there is a complete review of the curriculum and the way that this is taught within the British curriculum. So I'm just going to let you know some of the speakers that we're going to have on our panel today, and then I will hand you over to the first of those speakers to explain the issues that we are going to be looking at today. So we are very, very pleased today to welcome from the Jallianwala Bagh Commemoration Committee, Joginder Bains, Amarjit Singh and Pervez Fateh. We're also very, very pleased to welcome via a video message Dr. Shashi Tharoor. We're also pleased to welcome the author Kim Wagner, and from the National Education Union to welcome Paramjit Singh Bogle, Avi Kaur and Daniel Kabedi. As you can hear, we've got a large number of speakers today, so in a moment I'm going to move straight into them. We will try and fit some opportunity for questions between our speakers, and also some opportunity at the end. So please do place your questions, as I said at the beginning, into the Q&A box, not into the chat function, but do feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat function and raise any points you would like. But it's the Q&A function where we'll be looking today for the questions to our panelists. It's fantastic to have so many people here for this. We are now on 99 attendees, just one short of 100 people at this very significant meeting. And I am very, very pleased to welcome as our first speaker, Joginder Bains. Joginder is the Secretary of the Jallianwala Bagh Centenary Committee and also the General Secretary of the Indian